What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and it would appear that we have our own version of the Red Ring of Death going on with both the new PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S. Nobody's quite sure what the one reason is, but it would appear that a large percentage, or larger than acceptable percentage, of the brand new consoles are ending up bricking at just any moment, spawning articles that say PS5 owners, your next gen console could die at any moment. Next gen consoles keep crashing, but no single issue seems widespread. Not just the PS5, Xbox Series X consoles are randomly breaking down too. A wide variety of hardware issues are existing in the new next-gen console, which should provide a little bit of schadenfreude for the people who didn't get one, and a little extra reason to laugh at those who paid $1,100 to $1,500 for one on the secondary market. This according to T3.com. PS5 owners, your next gen console could die at any moment. Crashes, corruptions, system-breaking bugs. Some PS5 buyers are understandably bummed out, but fear not. The PS5 is finally here, joining the Xbox Series X and S, is ushering in a new generation of consoles. However, it's not well in the world of PlayStation, as numerous users are reporting various issues with their new console. In PS5, death a likely outcome for you? No. However, if you're experiencing PS5 difficulties, you'll be glad you kept your receipt. Unfortunately, what faults there are with the PS5 do not appear to be linked to one particular game. To make it worse, at time of writing, the only known fix for one of these faults is to factory reset the PS5 entirely, which, to be honest with you, isn't that bad. I guess losing your saves would be awful, but I would rather factory reset than have my entire console be bricked. Of course, you see a lot of people talking about it. Paul Tassi, even from Forbes, saying, okay, Godfall just hard crashed my PS5 completely again. This is starting to get concerning. I've heard this is happening in other games too, not just this one. One of the more widely reported issues currently plaguing the PS5 players are suddenly and unexplained performance drops during gameplay. Some users reporting that their consoles are freezing or shutting down altogether. The problem appears to be with the PS5 console itself and is appearing across multiple titles, including the system-bundled game Astro's Playroom. You see Zachary Ryan saying, Astrobot just hard froze my PS5. Gene Park saying this happened to me with Miles last week too. Well, there's been no official word from Sony on how to resolve these issues. Users have taken to Sony's official PlayStation support account, where Sony has been offering support via direct messages. We suggest anyone else experiencing the issues to do the same. The PS5's problems unfortunately don't stop there. As reported by Push Square, users are reporting their PS5 consoles have required them to undergo a database rebuild following apparent corruption. Push Square reports that its own staff experienced the issue after attempting to play a PS4 game on external storage. The console suddenly shut down upon reboot, required a database rebuild. While one Reddit user has been able to fix their issue via a simple restart after having undergone 3 rebuilds over the course of 45 minutes, other users are reporting more prevalent issues relating to database corruption. You see, it seems like putting the PS5 in arrest mode. You see Jeff Gerstmann, co-founder and editor of Giant Bomb, has identified that the PS5 put in arrest mode while in Spider-Man Remastered is stunning. Then the entire system will crash while it's running. When the PS5 is then booted up again, the user must undergo another rebuild. You see here, next-gen consoles keep crashing, but no single issue seems widespread. I suppose that is good-ish. Now, again, I make no allegiances. I have an Xbox Series X. I would have loved to get a PlayStation 5. Couldn't get one at launch, and I'm not paying 3 times retail. And look, I completely understand. I'm in a very, very, very privileged and lucky position as a content creator to be able to purchase these as a part of a business expense, and I'm very fortunate to have the audience I do, but most people don't have time to buy both. Most people pick one, and if I had to pick one right now, I just don't know which it would be because I haven't played the PS5. There's nothing more frustrating than spending $500 on a video game console and having it start failing within the first week. But that's the exact problem facing several early PS5 and Xbox Series X adopters. Since the next-gen machines arrived last week, social media has been inundated with anecdotes of them crashing under various circumstances, while unsurprisingly for console launches, it still has users worried about the future of their expensive consoles. And I would be concerned too, to be honest with you. Imagine having paid $1,100 to $1,500 on the secondary market and knowing that you may not have the appropriate stuff to get a refund, or maybe you're definitely not getting refunded the $1,100 you paid. Quote, I've experienced 2 hard crashes where the console cuts the black screen before quickly turning off, one Reddit user wrote on launch day, detailing their experience trying to get the PS5 running again after various repair processes. It was about 4 matches of Call of Duty multiplayer when my Xbox Series X freezes, audio starts clipping, then the box shuts down. Another Reddit user wrote Tuesday, it turned back on fine, but I don't have the courage to boot up Cold War again. I've been playing PS5 for the past 7 to 8 hours, and I just experienced my first console crash. A Twitter post from the last Friday reads, it gave me an error where I was asked to repair external storage, and I received a black screen, forcing me to manually reboot the system. Quick Resume works 50% of the time, a reset error user shared yesterday. Is there no way to know what games I currently have open in Quick Resume and which ones aren't? I've tried Quick Resume a few times and it totally crashed the console. No 2 stories are exactly the same, but there are several common denominators depending on the console. Many of the crashes on PS5, but not all, are preceded by playing Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, or Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, downloading data to an external hard drive, and or putting the console into rest mode while the game is running. Whereas most of the Xbox Series X crashes seem to revolve around using the Quick Resume and playing Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It appears to be a more prominent issue on the PS5, but any number of outside factors could be contributing to this perception. Well, of course, we don't know if that means just, hey, maybe just more people have PS5s, and that we don't really know what kind of launch quantities were out there. At least I don't think so. That hasn't been made public, so we don't know. I think right now, as gamers, we're genuinely pretty disappointed, not happy with the level of quality that we've received, and it's really frustrating that it's become all too common for people to just accept this as part of, the normal launch cycle. I don't think that it's normal or reasonable to have a $500 console with this widespread of issues on launch day. I also don't think it's acceptable that games come with a bevy of launch day bugs like we've seen with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which, according to reviews, is underwhelming. Now, some people may enjoy it, but what I can say at the very minimum is I'm not interested in playing a game that comes out of the box full of bugs and playing it on a console that's likely to crash too. You see Stephen Totillo here. Apparently the first screen was so confusing that even my PS5 couldn't handle it. Shut down twice, rebuilding the storage each time. Just going to wipe the whole game from my drive now. Kotaku has contacted Sony and Microsoft for more information about what may be causing these issues. During my own testing before the initial launch, the PS5 provided to me by Sony crashed twice during the same Miles Morales mission. But I assumed it was some sort of conflict with my aging external hard drive, since the problem cleared up after it was detached. Kotaku editor-in-chief Stephen Totillo and editor at Giant Bomb Jeff Gersman also have experienced similar issues while downloading Call of Duty and utilizing rest mode respectively. Much like its predecessor, the PS5 will automatically repair both its internal and external drives after any sort of unintended shutdown to ensure no data had been irreparably damaged. It's scary, but not always an indicator that something is seriously wrong with the console. Not just PS5, Xbox X Series X's are randomly breaking too. The Xbox Series X is suffering from real launch problems. The Xbox Series X and S launch worldwide, users have reported instances of malfunctioning disk drives that won't accept disks, worrying allowed disk drives, and a console breaking bug that stops the hardware from powering on, rendering it completely useless. Ignoring reports of vaping into Xbox Series X's from Reddit that have been dismissed by Xbox, reports of an assortment of other issues seem to be more substantial. On Twitter, one Twitter user posted a clip of their console making a series of clicking sounds, both in horizontal and vertical position. Meanwhile, other videos posted on social media like this one and this one show instances of excessively loud disk drives. The YouTuber The Poppy G Funk shared a video citing connectivity issues between the wireless controller and the console, as well as an apparent issue that has seen the console stop working altogether. The content creator says he's spoken to Xbox support and who has advised him to send it back and that a replacement Xbox Series X will be to him within 10 to 14 days. This sure feels extremely bad if you waited in long lines or you sat in front of your computer for days refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing, trying to get the pre-order to work for you. This is unacceptable at launch. This is, I suppose, funny for those who don't have to worry about it, who didn't get one or didn't want one. Reviewer gives update on PS5 that broke from storage issue. Here you have ACG, the last pick of my original PS5 review unit. We went through a lot. It wasn't me. It was you sending it back to PlayStation. This is brutal. And of course, we don't know how many units that they held back for potential launch issues. So having your PS5 break on launch day perhaps means you won't see another one for another month or two, as we've seen early reports say that shortages will continue until April. Now, I'm going to continue to cover both the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, as well as all the launch titles coming up here. We've got Cyberpunk 2077 and all things that go with that. I hope that today will be the day to earn your subscription. There's a little red subscribe button down below the video. If you click that, you'll find my videos much easier, and I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you want to find more ways to interact, talking about the latest gaming games or maybe tech issues or censorship issues, here's a bunch of awesome ways to get involved. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. And all I want to do is remind you that I have a thriving Discord community I'd like you to join. I have a strong presence on Twitter Alternative Parlor. You can find me on Twitter, and you can join my subreddit. I'd love to see you on all 4 platforms. Links are in the description of this video. You can also support the channel by clicking that join button down below, becoming a member here on YouTube, or signing up at my Subscribe Star, which is also linked in the description below. Both forms of support go miles to support people like my wonderful editor, Sean. Or my wonderful thumbnail creator, Ben. You don't have to do these things or join these communities, but it would be neat if you did. Now let's get on with the video.